Okay, hello. Just a quick video I wanted to put together just to explain everything that we went through at Parents' Evening, but just outlines everything that is on offer for you guys in science to prepare for your exams this summer. So just start with this. These are the exam dates. There's 6 papers you're going to be sitting, starting the 14th of May, finishing the 14th of June. 2 for biology, 2 for chemistry, 2 for physics. You can see the topics that are going to be questioned. So worthwhile making sure that you tailor your revision to those. So where would I start? Well, first of all, I'd go to Google and find the course website. We're following AQA Science, so quick search for GCSE AQA Science brings you a page that looks a bit like this. Now, if you're studying separate sciences, you're going to be looking at these. And you can click through here. Or if you're following the double award, the combined science, just make sure that you're on the trilogy science and not the synergy, because that's the course that we're following. When you click through to one of those, you're going to get a page that looks a bit like this. And first of all, I'll be looking here. This is the specification. This is what as teachers use to plan what lessons we deliver, and that tells us what could be coming up in the exam. When you click through there, you're going to be looking at something that looks like this. It's quite a chunky document, lots to look at, but could be an idea to print that off and have a look and just work your way through it, making sure that you're happy with everything that's in there. I would probably then look here, down at this section here. This is the assess section. When you click there, you end up getting a page that looks a bit like this over here, and there's just loads and loads of different past papers, specimens papers, to show you the sorts of questions that could get asked, but also the mark schemes are on there as well. So you'll be clicking through and you'll be finding something that looks a bit like this. What we've got here is just a quick shot of the Combined Science Revision Guide, which is this one here, the workbook here, and the mark scheme here. We sell those in reception. Really worthwhile, really push those. That covers everything and a really good way to make sure you're covering the whole course. This is what the foundation tier version looks like. And then this is what the separate sciences looks like. So if you've not got that, strongly recommend getting that. Inside the revision guide, the contents here, you can see different topics, and these will relate and correlate to the questions that you could get asked on the paper. So that slide I showed you at the start of the video will tally with these, so you can see the sorts of things that you need to be preparing for the different papers. Inside, really nice summary of all the different topics and a few questions at the bottom to have a go at. But what I particularly like are these end of chapter questions here, and it's just got a nice summary of each of the different topics and like a tick list that you can work your way down. And if you are unsure of anything, then it gives you a page reference that you can go to help you answer the questions that you're not sure of. Obviously, there's a lot of stuff there, so everybody was given one of these at Parents' Evening and in the lessons, and it's just a summary of a strategy approach just to plan your time. This is one for biology, but if you were doing the combined course, then there'd have been one there as well that breaks everything down so that you've got some structure and you know where to revise and what to do. Another really important resource that you could be using is Sam Learning. Everybody's got their own personal login to this. This is a subscription service that we pay for. The centre ID is LA65 for all students. The user ID is your date of birth followed by your 2 initials, and if you haven't changed your password, then it will be the same as your user ID. If you're struggling to log on, come and speak to one of us and we'll be able to help you out. Once you get into Sam Learning, the home section, you can click through there. Obviously, there's lots of different topics on here, but we're interested in science, so if you click through science, GCSE science courses, AQA, make sure you click there because that's the specification that we're following. And then there's lots of different activities on there. 2 different sorts of activities. This one, like a drag and drop activity, click here, find the missing word. Very good, short, sharp, kind of snappy knowledge recall activity. But then there's also these ones as well, and there's a chance to type a response on here, click next, and then it gives you the mark scheme and it lets you see exactly what you should have put. So a bit more like what you're going to expect in the exam. This has been running since February, and we've been seeing some good numbers turning up to it. But just to let you know, there's more numbers, more sessions after Easter, so come along to those, you'll be more than welcome. For me, this is probably the biggest tool that could be used, and it's the exam question banks. These are packs of questions that we put together. You can access them from home if you log on to the school system, click Student Shared, click Science, and then find the Year 11 question banks. They're broken down into biology, chemistry and physics, and in there's banks of questions on relatively small topics, broken down, so say 10 questions on each of the topics, and it lets you see the sorts of things that get asked. And the more chance you have of exposing yourself to different exam questions, the more likely you are to not be surprised by the sorts of things that might come up in the exams for real. When you are doing the exam questions, really recommend doing it without the mark scheme at hand. Print them off, have a go. You can see here we've attempted the question in black there. Then have a look at the mark scheme. Don't tick or cross it. If you've got it wrong, take the time. There's as much time, you should be spending as much time looking at why things have gone wrong as actually doing the paper really, because what you won't want to do is make those mistakes for real. So if you spend that time looking at the mark scheme and seeing why things are going wrong, you're going to be reaping the benefits. If you're not sure, come in and speak to us. We'd be more than happy to help you out. A lot of students like to create flashcards. Here's a set that previous students made. Lots of people know that they're available in the library for sale. So if that's something you want to do, then yeah, great, have a go. And revision posters as well. You'll have done a lot of those over Year 10 for us, for the Year 10 summer homework. Make the most of those, and you might want to make some more for your Year 11 topics. So that's been a quick whiz through lots of different things on offer. Not long to go now. If you've not already written a revision program, lots of people like to write revision programs. Put in there when you can and can't dedicate to your studies, and it just means that when you're not studying, you don't quite feel so guilty because you know everything's in hand and you're going to get everything covered by the time your exams are up. So hopefully that was useful and informative for students and parents alike. Good luck in the exams, make the most of everything that's available, and I'm sure you'll do very well.